Imagine the biting winter of 1944 in the frozen Ardennes forest, where the screams of artillery were drowned out only by the terrifying silence of starving men trapped in foxholes. These soldiers of the Great War didn't just fight a human enemy, they fought a logistical collapse that left them with nothing but the hope of a supply drop that might never come. History has shown us that when the modern world fractures, the distance between order and total chaos is measured in the calories hidden in your pantry right now. Today, we are arming you with the definitive tactical blueprint for your survival, the 14 essential foods every family must stockpile that need no refrigeration in times of crisis. This is your manifesto of resilience, a journey into the survival secrets that kept our ancestors alive through famines and wars, ensuring your family remains a fortress while the world outside turns into a storm of uncertainty. Before we reveal the first pillar of your survival arsenal, you must understand that true security is a weapon forged in knowledge that the system has long tried to bury. There is a clandestine survival manual known as the Forgotten Food Miracle of the U.S. Army, and 126 superfoods you can store without refrigeration for years that holds the keys to your sovereignty. This ebook is the ultimate insurance policy for your household, revealing the lost formulas that sustained troops in the most brutal theaters of war and pioneers in the harshest wilderness. The link to secure your digital copy is available right now in the description and the first pinned comment, connecting you instantly to the preparation that the coming times demand. Do not wait for the sirens to sound or the supermarket doors to be chained shut. Claim this heritage of survival today and ensure that your line never falters when the grid fails. The first titan in your stockpile is Pemmican, often whispered about as the ultimate survival food, a legendary blend of concentrated protein and life-sustaining fats used by native warriors and explorers. Imagine a dense, brick-like substance of pulverized, dried lean meat, rendered tallow, and the tart burst of wild berries, a combination that provides a massive caloric explosion in every ounce. Pemmican does not just last for months. When prepared correctly, it remains biologically active and edible for decades, laughing at the heat of the desert and the dampness of the swamp. Storing this is like having a battery for the human body, an emergency source of high-octane fuel that requires no fire, no water, and certainly no refrigeration. In a world where fresh meat becomes a memory of the past, your stash of pemmican will be the gold standard of nutrition, keeping your mind sharp under extreme stress. For centuries, sailors on the high seas and soldiers in the American Civil War relied on the edible brick known as hardtack, a biscuit so incredibly durable it defies decay. Constructed simply from flour, water, and salt, then baked until it reaches the density of a stone, hardtack is the literal bread of the apocalypse that laughs at mold. When you hold this biscuit, you are holding the same resilience that allowed men to survive long campaigns where supply lines were cut, and the only hope was their haversack. It is the ultimate long-term carbohydrate, a starch that can be dipped into coffee or soup to soften its iron-like texture, providing slow-burning energy for your defense. By building a wall of hardtack in your pantry, you are building a wall against the despair of hunger, ensuring that the staff of life is never absent. In the 18th century, explorers carried portable soup, a prehistoric version of the bouillon cube that was essentially a leather-like slab of concentrated meat and vegetable essence. This substance was created by boiling bones and meat for days until it reached a gelatinous state that, once dried, became nearly indestructible and incredibly light to transport. Imagine being able to carry the nutritional value of an entire Sunday roast in the palm of your hand, ready to be transformed into a life-giving broth. This soup is a psychological miracle, providing the warmth and salt necessary to restore the morale of a family shivering in a blackout or hiding during unrest. It is the concentrated soul of nutrition, a lost art of preservation that ensures you can serve a savory meal to your children when the gas lines are dead. Fat is the most critical component of survival, providing the dense calories required for brain function, but common butter is a liability without a working refrigerator in the heat. The solution lies in ghee, or Clarified butter, a liquid gold that has had all its milk solids and moisture boiled away, leaving behind a pure lipid that lasts years. Ghee was the secret of the East, a fat that does not go rancid and provides a rich flavor to even the most bland and repetitive survival rations. Coupled with sealed lard, or banha de porco, you create a reservoir of energy that acts as both a cooking medium and a preservative for other meats. By stockpiling these stable fats, you are ensuring that your body's internal furnace keeps burning, protecting your family from the wasting effects of a low-calorie diet. The myth that eggs spoil in a week is a lie of the modern industrial food system. A myth is shattered by the ancient practice of waterglassing, using mineral lime. By submerging fresh, unwashed eggs in a solution of lime and water, you seal the microscopic pores of the shell, creating a barrier that keeps them fresh for years. Imagine the tactical superiority of being able to serve fresh eggs for breakfast while your neighbors are scavenging for scraps, providing your family with high-quality protein. This technique was a staple of the American farmstead before the electric grid, a piece of forgotten wisdom that turns a seasonal product into a permanent resource. An egg is a biological marvel of nutrition, and knowing how to keep them without a single watt of electricity is the mark of a master. There's only one food on the planet that is truly immortal, found in the tombs of Egyptian pharaohs, still perfectly edible after 3,000 years: pure, raw honey. Honey is far more than a sweetener. It is a medicinal miracle, a natural antiseptic for wounds, and a powerful cough suppressant worth its weight in gold. Its high sugar content and low pH mean that bacteria cannot survive within it, making it the perfect medium for preserving other fruits and nuts. Alongside honey, you must stockpile rock salt and brown sugar, the fundamental chemical twins that allow you to cure meat and ferment vegetables without freezing. These three substances are the trinity of the pantry, providing the flavor, the preservation power, and the medicinal safety net that will keep your family healthy. The backbone of any long-term survival strategy is the infantry of the pantry: white rice, dried beans, lentils, and chickpeas, forming a complete amino acid profile for life. When stored in sealed mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, these grains enter a state of suspended animation, waiting for the moment they are needed for your caloric intake. White rice is the king because it lacks the oils that cause brown rice to go rancid, allowing it to sit in your basement for 30 years. The beans and lentils provide the fiber and vegetable protein necessary to keep the digestive system functioning under the stress of a survival diet and fear. A floor-to-ceiling stockpile of these staples is the ultimate psychological anchor, a visual reminder that no matter what happens, your family will never go to bed hungry. The time for hesitation has evaporated like the morning mist, and the bloody history of our ancestors screams a warning that we ignore at our own peril. You have been given the list of the 14 essential foods, but the knowledge to master all 126 superfoods and the secret techniques is a fleeting opportunity. The ebook, The Forgotten Food Miracle of the U.S. Army, is your tactical command center. The difference between a family that survives and a family that becomes a footnote. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment immediately. The window of stability is closing, and the chance to secure this wisdom may never come again. Do not let your children look at you with the eyes of the starving because you failed to act when the path was clear. Claim your copy now. The Art of the Confit is a French military and culinary secret that involves slow cooking meat in its own fat and then sealing it in jars under lard. This method creates a sterile environment where bacteria cannot penetrate, allowing succulent duck or pork to remain perfectly preserved and ready to eat without a refrigerator. In a survival situation, this isn't just about preservation, it's about morale, providing a rich meal that can lift the spirits of a family trapped in a dark house. The fat used in the confit also serves as a high-calorie byproduct that can be used for candles, soaps, or as a base for making high-energy soups. By mastering the confit, you are taking a page from the history books of European peasants who thrived for centuries without a single modern appliance. Canned meats like corned beef and the legendary Spam have been the backbone of military logistics from the beaches of Normandy to the jungles of the South Pacific. These items are engineered for the chaos of the front lines, encased in steel that protects the high-fat contents from heat, impact, and the ravages of time. While they may be seen as humble grocery items today, in a crisis, a single can of meat will be a high-value trade item and source of salt. The salt content in these meats is a tactical advantage, helping to maintain electrolyte balance in individuals performing heavy labor or enduring high stress in the wild. A wall of canned proteins is the heavy armor of your pantry, a reliable and indestructible source of nutrition that will be there for you. Dairy is often the first thing to vanish in a crisis, but for those who know the secret of wax cheese, the luxury of calcium and fat remains a reality. By dipping wheels of hard cheese into melted food-grade paraffin wax, you create an airtight seal that prevents mold and allows the cheese to age on your shelf. This was how the pioneers moved across the Great Plains, carrying wheels of cheese that provided a concentrated source of protein that never required a cold cellar. Alongside wax cheese, you must have industrial-sized cans of full-fat milk powder, which can be reconstituted or used to fortify soups and breads with much-needed vitamins. Preserving dairy is the ultimate act of defiance against the collapse, ensuring the comforts of the modern world remain a part of your daily life. Vinegar and fermented vegetables like sauerkraut are the forgotten medicine of the battlefield, providing the vitamin C and probiotics necessary to prevent scurvy and maintain a gut. In the American Revolution, George Washington ordered his troops to consume sauerkraut because he knew that a sick army was a defeated army, and health is the first defense. Vinegar is also a powerful disinfectant and a tool for pickling almost any wild edible you might forage, extending the life of seasonal greens into the winter. By maintaining a supply of these acidic preserves, you are protecting your family's immune system from the invisible enemies of bacteria that flourish during a breakdown. Survival is not just about the stomach, it is about the cells, and these fermented wonders are the tactical doctors living in your pantry. As we stand at the precipice of an uncertain future, look back at the men in the Ardennes and the sailors on the wooden ships and realize preparation is power. The 14 foods we have discussed are the foundation of a legacy of resilience, a way to ensure your family remains a beacon of hope in the dark. Every jar you seal, every bag of rice you store, and every secret you learn is a brick in the wall of your family's personal fortress. Preparation is not an act of fear. It is the ultimate act of love for your spouse and your children, ensuring you are the master. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, and remember that when the lights go out, the only person coming to save you is the version of yourself today. If the world collapsed tomorrow and you were forced to choose, would you save your neighbor's starving children with your secret stockpile? Or would you let them perish to ensure your own family lives another month?